to be back for what is the first episode of a brand new show, team. Look, it's still the same old two faces that you might have seen over the past 3 years while we've been bringing you Human Being School, but the new show that we are bringing you is called the Run Diaries, and this is a creation between the Fozman and I because we thought we want to bring more of the stuff you love to you under a new brand, under a new banner, and we are, mate, so excited, aren't we, about what's coming?
Super pumped, not just about the podcast, but about this studio as well. You should probably explain a little bit about where we are, because it's first time we've ever had a recording studio.
Yeah, so this is actually, so I moved house about a month ago, and one of the big draw cards for this place that we've moved into has been this beautiful little loft in leafy Elwood, and this little space has become the Run Diaries recording studio. So jacked about it. But mate, we've got a huge first episode. We've got so many things we want to talk about.
Lots happened since we actually recorded. So we've actually got a lot to share. We're going to probably have to break it down into a few different episodes, but I'm so excited to be teaming up like properly. I think going forward it's going to be really
super
good.
Exciting. We've got so many guests that we've lined up over the next 6 to 12 months that we feel are going to really add some great value to your lives, to our lives, and to everyone else who is a running fanatic like we are. And I mean, as you said, so much has happened, but I think that the first amazingly crazy story that happened, if anyone is a follower of either myself or Forrest on Instagram, you might have seen that our co-host had a huge month because his beloved Arsenal made it to the Champions League final, but our great friend Forrest Robinson, I'm going to let you tell the story, Foz, but he made his way to Hungary, but I'm going to let him tell you exactly how that happened. Foz, please just share with us, because I know that you told me that you were thinking about buying a ticket to this event, that you're a homegrown Arsenal fan since a child. So talk us through what actually happened. I'm sure a lot of people haven't heard the whole story, and we're breaking it to you here as our first up hook. So Foz, take us through how this all unfolded.
Yeah, so like you mentioned, obviously a big Arsenal fan, big soccer fan, and Arsenal just won the league, after 22 years. And we'd also just made the Champions League final, which was going to be in Budapest this year. And I was really keen to go. I almost, took the plunge and bought a ticket for myself. And the tickets were going to be so expensive. So I ended up, trying to find a competition online to see if I could get a ticket. And ended up just Googling, Champions League final tickets, competitions, and one popped up for Heineken. And I was like, I'll just give this a crack and, enter it. There's about 3 questions I had to enter, and didn't think anything of it. No one ever really wins these sorts of competitions, so I just thought I'd give it a go. And then about 5 days later, I was out for dinner, and then I was looking at my phone, and it pops up on Instagram. Heineken wants to send you a message. So
did you think it was like a spam?
I thought it was a bot. I thought it was a bot, just some jargon. I was like, this is just rubbish. And then read the message. It's like, hey Forrest, we really loved your answer. Would love to have a WhatsApp call with the team and yourself on Saturday night if you're available. And I was like, all right, let's give this a go. And ended up having this kind of like sort of interview with the Heineken sort of team. And they asked me loads of questions. It was basically like an interview to see, if I could be part of this trip. And Monday afternoon, they messaged me and like, hey, you able to fly out to Budapest for 2 nights? So I was like, yeah, no worries. And yeah, told work, and I was like, I've got to go. Like, I'll see you guys. I'll be back next week. So yeah, it was bizarre. It was absolutely bizarre. 48 hours in Budapest was just crazy. So yeah, ended up flying on Thursday afternoon around 4 or 5 o'clock, and got to Budapest around 8 a.m. on that Friday. And yeah, as soon as I sort of left the airport, what happened was, because of this whole Heineken thing they were doing, they were filming me and creating this kind of like solo sort of experience, because they wanted to document everything. I didn't know how much was going to be put on the screens, so it was a lot of interviews and questions, and this was obviously a day before the Champions League final, and so yeah, got to the hotel, dropped my bags off, then we did some more filming around Budapest and stuff, still just all over the shop, jet lagged and off adrenaline. Arsenal fans everywhere, just crazy, like the buzz of the city. It's almost like going to Sydney Marathon or Melbourne Marathon, and like
just chaos.
City's buzzing, right, with people. And yeah, so obviously the next day was the game, and we had to do some like costume changes and stuff in the morning, where I wanted to wear my Arsenal shirt, but I couldn't because it had the badges and logos. So they ended up giving me this like tangerine coloured t-shirt. And yeah, we kind of did all that. And then we went to the stadium probably about 2 hours before kickoff. Security was mad to get in. It was like an airport, set up, like you had to put your phones in the box. And I do wonder how people get flares in. They must put them up some secret passageways. But yeah, got in the stadium and had a Heineken, non-alcoholic beer, and sat in my seat, which was this like solo seat right at the top.
Nosebleed vibe.
Nosebleed. There was no other seats next to me, just literally a solo seat. And what they were doing is asking me to sit there and basically pretend like I was on my own, and like I was almost like, upset because I was like, on my own at this game with no friends around. And then all of a sudden I was just sitting there, and this guy like walks past my seat, and you see it on the film, and he pulls out this random like seat under my seat, this green seat, and he sits down. I'm like, I just thought it was part of the filming. And he starts asking me some questions about football and Barcelona, and he kind of had a Spanish accent, but it was English. And then he was asking me who my favourite players were, from history. And I said, Ronaldinho, Iniesta. And then I looked at his face. I was like, oh my God, it's Xavi. Xavi's sitting right next to me, who's like, 4-time Champions League winner, literally one of the best midfielders ever. And I was just so shocked. I was so overwhelmed by the experience. I kind of didn't realise who it was at first.
Because you've just been on a plane for 24 hours.
Well, I'm kind of not really sure if I'm tired or I'm jet lagged. It's just the madness of emotions. And then it was just
like wave after wave of like stimulus coming at you.
Yeah, like I couldn't actually sit still and just being in the stadium, I just was kind of on edge because I wasn't, I was basically this actor kind of playing this role.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of shocked, and then he literally said to me, do you want to come to my box with me? And I was like, yeah, I'll come to your box with you, Xavi. So we ended up doing a little bit more filming, and then we went round to the other side of the stadium. Like people were trying to get selfies with him, Xavi, and went inside the box, and there's like all this food, and like I met his agent and some of these other Barcelona corporate guys. I don't know, they're just, And then we sat down, and Xavi says to me, he goes, do you want a beer? And I said to him, Xavi, hey, just wanted to let you know, I haven't had a drink for 3.5 years, but I'll have a drink with you. So I ended up having, 4 beers and talking football for most of the game. And for those who followed the result, like Arsenal lost on penalties. So it was this crazy long game.
Oh, and then just a wave of emotion.
Just crazy wave of emotion. And then the last part of this story is I got to go down on the pitch, and it was one more surprise and meet David Luiz, who's like an ex-PSG Arsenal player, and had a drink with them on the pitch. And yeah, it was just such a wild experience because like obviously I was there for the Arsenal, but it was kind of like I was more there for the experience.
Yeah.
So it kind of cut it in half. And like the emotional part of Arsenal losing, it was weird. It was there, but it was like, maybe if I was watching a telly at home, I'd probably be a bit like, upset, but because of the whole experience.
It was hard to feel flat about the win, or about the loss, sorry.
Yeah, it was just wild. Like, imagine St Kilda making the grand final, but then, I don't know, you had this whole other thing happen around it. Like,
your attention was so divided between trying to, watch what was going on, but you're also just trying to absorb what's actually just happened to you in that 48-hour period.
Pretty much, yeah. And not just that, being filmed a lot, it's weird. It's just like, I had like 3 or 4 people with cameras and stuff
in your face
all the time, even watching the game, like, because they were taking content. And so I was thinking, why don't I get an actor for this or something?
That's you.
Yeah, I was watching, as I was like, I had a few drinks and I felt the alcohol for the first time. I was like, I should be down there with the Arsenal fans singing. I'm not used to being in this like special box. Anyway, so yeah, that was a story. I left the next day, so I was literally 2 nights, had a run. Would recommend if you're running in Europe and want to go to Hungary, along the river, amazing. And yeah, came back in Melbourne Tuesday morning. So anyways, separate to running, but a wild adventure, and
what a story.
Very grateful for it as well. It was just like once in a lifetime.
I mean, because I remember when we spoke about it, 2 weeks before I moved in, you were like,
I was talking to you.
Man, I'm going to buy a ticket, blah, blah, blah. Then you came over and you're like, I entered this competition. Who knows?
Well, you were moving, right? And I was telling you,
you were like,
a little bit.
You said, I've got this message from them. They want to interview me. So I've got an interview on Monday. And then Monday night, you called me like, man, I'm going to Hungary.
It was bizarre. It was just crazy.
Unbelievable, man. What a story. So, team, if you want to find out any more, you can go. There's a bunch of Instagram pages that have posted a bit about the Heineken page, the international one. I think... you
can just jump on mine and go to Reshed Reels.
There's a bunch on there. If you're interested in just seeing some of it, it's pretty amazing.
It's a good video. It's a good, it's kind of a nice feeling video because it's like... It is. Yeah, it's about friends and connection, and which is kind of, one of the most important things, right, in life.
100%. So, I mean, it's what brings people together, sport. It's what brings us together.
It's what we're doing now, right? It's talking about it, so...
Well, mate, shifting gears now, I mean, you just to absorb that one first up, ladies and gents, but we kind of have to go backwards a bit because we've had a bit of running happen since, if you have been a listener of Human Being School and you're wanting to transition over and listen to a lot more running specific conversations, that's what all this is going to be about. But if you were a listener to Human Being School, you'll hear we always kind of do our race recaps, and that's what this show really is going to be about. It's literally called the Run Diaries for a reason. It's what we love talking about. Now, we've had a couple of races over the last 2 months, I think, since we probably last recorded. Foz?
It was April our last recording, and I think we did partly the Carmen's run, maybe some other bits and pieces. Yeah.
So I think then the Lakeside 5 was the first one post Carmen. So you had a great run that day. For those of you that don't know, the Lakeside 5 is probably now one of the fastest 5K races in the country.
100%.
Huge field of, elite and sub-elite athletes. Just talk us through the day, talk us through your race. And
I'll keep it super brief. I think we've spoken about the Tiger 5, which I'd done a bit earlier in the year, and came third in that, didn't crack the 15 minutes, which was my goal. And sort of wanted to do this Lakeside 5K because the results are so rapid. You had like 100 people, or maybe 50 to 100 people last year that ran under 15 minutes, which is just epic for a road race. It's such a good race to run, especially after the track season, if you still feel like you want to have a crack at a shorter race. And really wanted to do this and give it a go. And to be honest with you, I surprised myself with the time, and I'm also so proud with it as well because it's taken me a couple of years. It's taken me maybe 4 or 5 attempts to even do that, So 5Ks, they're so insane. But the people that you run with on that day is just like, there's so many people. It's just such a good race to just kind of hanging on the back and just kind of just honestly just tearing yourself into the ground. It's such a good race for that. And it's so quick and over in an instant. I'll be honest, from the first couple of K, I was looking at my watch, I'm like, oh my gosh, 250. So I don't even know if I should be doing this. Yeah. But I was also like, oh, I actually don't even know if I can finish this, and then got to the turning point around three-ish K. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to be under here. If I can just hold the next couple of Ks, because it's so quick. It turned out to be an awesome race. And I think, you finish on the track at the end and, crossed the line in like 14:35, which was like 30 seconds off my PB, which is
huge for a 5K as well.
For a 5K, and it's probably my favourite result as a running result, I have to say.
Wow.
I always talk about the marathon as being the pinnacle, and I think it still is, but it'd have to be not just this year, maybe the last year or so, I reckon.
Why does it stick out so much? Because it's clear in your reaction and the emotion obviously behind it. Why do you think that one really stuck out?
I think it proved a point to myself that I can actually run faster than I think. I think especially doing those shorter races really does help with the long stuff, and I think it's going to help me even more now. And I think as well, I've had a tough sort of start to the year emotionally and mentally and stuff, and just knowing that I can still have these really good race results with all that stuff going on the side. You can still do things with things going on. So I'm proud of that. And it was a real confidence booster for the rest of the year, because I haven't been doing crazy amount of kilometers. And I think because of the 5K I'd done before that, it was a shocking night of weather and I could have run harder. And so it was nice to have another go at it. Yeah.
So good, man. And do you see yourself doing another 5K, in the next kind of 6 months? Is there anyone that you've got your eye on?
Yeah, I think I'd like to do, I think it'd probably be one on the track, because the track's going to be faster. So if I can run another, maybe, I'm not sure when that would be, but maybe in the summer or something. Yeah. So I think so. I think this is the time, I'm 37 now. I've still got some time to really give those shorter ones a go, because there will be a point where I won't be able to do it. But I've definitely been working on the shorter stuff this year. It's kind of been a different sort of start to the year, which I think has probably been quite similar for you as well, right? In terms of your build and what your focus has been on. And
I guess for myself personally, that was the focus over the summer, but then kind of got struck down with the Achilles tendon issue, and that kind of set me back a little. But in saying that, been lucky in that have been able to rebuild thanks to one of our favourite guests on the previous show, Kai Wynn, helped me rehab back to full strength. So first race I kind of did was Ballarat Half Marathon in April, around the same time we did the Lakeside. Great race, really enjoyed that. Was not a race. I didn't race it, but first time I'd been to Ballarat and been in the atmosphere, super fun. It was quite a warm day that day at Ballarat.
It was. People were dropping like flies in all races. Yeah.
And then we built for Great Ocean Road Half, which I'd finally convinced the Fosman to book in and have a crack at.
I'm grateful for that as well, because I was going to do Launceston. I was like, no, I kind of want to have a bit more of an experience this year and share it with you and obviously Jess, and do something a bit different too than just I'll just go to Tassie on my own, race hard and whatever on this boring street this strip, which I'm sure would be nice to run hard, but it was kind of nice to do something.
It was cool.
I'm sure we'll get into it as well. But
that weekend, as I harp on about this a lot, but it's just such a fun event. It's not a huge crowd, although I at the start of the half, because the marathon, if you don't know much about the Great Ocean Road Marathon Festival, it's a one-way race, so it's point to point. The marathon starts in Lorne, the half marathon starts in Kennet River, and you're either staying in Lorne, getting a bus if you're running the half, you're getting a bus from Lorne in the morning up to Kennet River, to start the half. And there was a huge backlog of runners on that start line. From the start line all the way back down Great Ocean Road, it probably went for 600-700 meters. It was a big field. And then it's point to point. You're either starting at Lorna or you're starting at Kennett River and running all the way to Apollo Bay. And it's just an epic coastal.
It's beautiful. It's breathtaking. Even with the rain as well. Like, it was actually nice running in the rain.
And it wasn't too cold.
No, it wasn't.
I was pacing Jess. So I just got to really lock in and have a chat to her, talk her through the race, because it was the furthest she'd ever run. And she hadn't done a big block of work. She got injured. She'd had a couple of issues, so she had a bit of a rough block. And I was worried that the hills would really do her legs in. So I thought we were going to have to walk the hills, but in the end, we just walked the drink stations for her, and then the rest was we just jogged home. So she loved it. But mate, walk us through your race, how you felt about it. Take us through a few of the points in the race, because I know you had a really good run there as well. So
it was an awesome experience. I really enjoyed the people there too. It was a really good, friendly atmosphere, which I thought was really cool. And it was interesting. I'm sure you remember at the start line. Do you remember they had to delay the start because they said a bus had gone over or something?
Do you know I saw it?
Which bus?
I saw it when we ran. No.
It
actually had driven off the edge, into tea trees.
When he said that, I was like, does he mean over into the water, into the?
Well, no, it had gone off.
But
it was it wasn't like a huge cliff, but it was big of enough drop, but you could see the bus.
You reckon it skidded because of the rain or something?
I reckon, because it was pretty wet.
Night,
it was pretty wet. Yeah.
That was a little bit of a delayed start. For me, the goal of Great Ocean Road was the experience, to enjoy it. And I said to myself, okay, maybe I could get on the podium. It'd be nice to get on the podium and then go and have a nice dinner, which we were going to do anyway. Because we went out for dinner. We went to Totty's, we can talk more on that, but probably one of the best meals I've ever had. Especially you being Italian, you're right. It's going to be good. I was having a quick chat with a couple of guys at the start, and apparently the guy who won it is a 67 runner. So I was like, okay, there's going to be a bit of competition here. Ended up running most of it with this other guy who ran second at the Ballarat 5K behind Jack Rayner. So we were having a bit of a chat as well, because I was trying to suss him out.
Okay.
And he was a little bit sick.
Okay.
And so he ended up fading, in the last sort of 5 to 10K. And so, we had a chat here and there, but it was beautiful going over the hills and the water. And I just kind of kept my pace below my my half marathon pace. So it wasn't a max effort, but still quite hard. And it was interesting because the last sort of 3-4K, I was able to pick up the pace. I was like, gosh, it's nice to feel good towards the end of a race. And you kind of come into the finish line, and the crowd was epic. So the atmosphere was amazing and stuff. And I really enjoyed that race because finished second and ended up missing the actual
the ceremony
because I lost my bag. I couldn't find my bag for half an hour, and then I realized, I missed the ceremony. So really enjoyed that. Obviously got to see you and Jess come through at the end, and Dion, who won the marathon as well.
So good.
So it was cool because I wasn't completely cooked. It was a really nice experience, but also a good effort as well, and I can really sort of see how my fitness was as well. So
we got to hang out in our eco tent.
Yeah, our eco tent, which was interesting, which was kind of cool. It was literally a tent, but a bit bigger. Than
essentially like a safari tent.
Yeah,
which was nice.
But, and you brought the compression
boots,
which was so
best
good.
Investment.
Especially
just my best investment of the year.
Especially after the hills, those boots. So good. And then we went out for dinner that night. And
team, if you haven't,
so good.
If you ever go down to the surf coast and you make your way to Lorne, make sure that you book in for dinner or lunch at Toddy's. 10 out of 10. I mean, it was really funny. Foz was like, if I win or if I podium, I'll pay it. And then we just kept ordering more and more food. I think we had 3 pastas, a cotoletta, a steak, And the bill came to us like $500 or something.
We ended up sharing a tiramisu.
I was like, we'll split. I said we'll split. We're not going to burn your whole race winnings on the dinner. So
honestly, some of the best food I've ever had. I know maybe because it's post run because everything tastes better, but like
100%.
I enjoyed it so much,
So
and that tiramisu as well.
Because
we were thinking about ordering a tiramisu each. Like, nah, let's just share one.
Because I was nearly threw up.
Yeah, I think that walk we had afterwards was a struggle.
That was required.
Yeah, so that was cool. Really
definitely
cool.
go. I mean, Toddy's, amazing. That was a great weekend. I mean,
I really enjoyed it.
Sharing these moments is like what it's about, you know. I mean, mate, now for myself, I kind of switching gears again where I'm into a Gold Coast Marathon build I'm pretty excited about.
Less than 12 days?
12 days to go.
Yeah.
By the time this goes online, probably it'll be a week or just over a week until then. So, I mean, it's been a really good block so far. One of the focuses for this block was, I know that in previous blocks really just tried to do every little single thing that was on my program, and I know we've been speaking about it a bit, but one of the things that I've been trying to get better at is just like personal fatigue management. It's something that I would say a lot of runners don't do well, and I'm just speaking for myself, but I think it's a really hard thing to do because I think often we get so caught up in the kilometers and the Strava and looking at how many Ks you're doing and all your sessions and, you know, trying to really, you know, PB sessions. And I know I fell into that trap many times in I think being a little bit fearful that I wasn't doing enough in those previous blocks to be able to run the expected times. And I've done that probably out of the 6 marathons I've run, I've probably overdone it 3 or 4 times in just getting to the start line and either having done too much and then not being fully recovered, or just overreaching in the race. And so conservative was the word that I've been really focusing on in every session. And I think actually Kipchoge says that. I think that's one of his big ones, is 80% in training. Because
he does say that.
He does, doesn't he?
He does.
Because on race days when you want to empty the tank, so that's been a big one that I've been focusing on. And I think, as we've spoken about, that lesson had to keep repeating a few times until I finally paid attention. And
like pattern recognition, right? In terms of seeing some of the things that have happened, is like, do I continue doing that, or do I maybe like shift it a little bit?
Yeah. So just adjusting when I was feeling significant fatigue, and having come off that injury and then having to build Ks and then doing kind of like from about week 6, building up to a baseline of around kind of 55 to 60 Ks, and then having kept that consistent for 5 weeks straight with a peak week at around 65 for me. And then, that just having that consistent base and then doing a couple of those bigger marathon simulation runs and having them stacked, but still being able to do quality sessions after that. Or on the flip, after doing, say, those big marathon simulations on the Saturday or Sunday, just adjusting that week and treating it like a bit of a down week. And that was one of the things that I really focused on, just focusing on that recovery, so that then the next session that I ran was on fresher legs and you're getting that quality. So for those of you that are out there now, 12 days out or 10 days out or 7 days out from Gold Coast, like that in my opinion should really be the focus, in getting to the start line with fresh legs, because there's no more fitness building at this point. Now it's all about how ready can I be for race day, because you could do minimal work in the next 10 days and you're actually going to be probably, I would say, better off than doing too much. So yeah, I mean, it's been, I want to say, touch wood, it's probably been one of my most productive blocks. I felt like every session I won every session. I know that Steve Magnus talks about that. If you're not a Steve Magnus listener or follower, he's one of the GOAT run coaches, and always preaches words of wisdom, and that's what he says. You want to walk away from your workouts having won them, and that was in the back of my mind also this block too. And if you're walking away from those sessions feeling like you lost, then probably there's an element of overreach going on or overtraining. So yeah, man, like what's your perspective? Because I know now you're coaching 30 athletes, and I'm sure managing a lot of people that are, like, how many athletes have you got heading into the Gold Coast at the moment?
So I've got, 2 doing the marathon. I've got 1 doing the 10K. That's it at the moment. I haven't got too many. I've got quite a lot doing Sydney. But I think, just going back to what you were saying with training and stuff, I think everyone is such a different path in terms of where they're at. So you really have to make sure you are sort of, looking after the person as well, because there's a lot more than just running going on in their life. And sometimes you need to take a step back on some of these things and have a bit more recovery, and make sure you're communicating properly with each one of your athletes as well. But I was going to ask you, was there in the block, was there a specific session that stood out for you that was a real sort of confidence booster?
It's a good question. I think a couple of the track sessions that we've done together at Sandy, I think that the 31K marathon session that I did, and it wasn't enormous by any stretch, but it was still 31K 2x5 at marathon pace. Again, I didn't want to leave my race out there. I've done that before. I've done a 37K 3x7, and it ruined me. Because you've essentially left the race out there. Well, I know that I did. And at the time in my running journey at that point, it was probably just an overreach. Because my weeks, I hadn't accumulated enough Ks probably at that point. And that run by itself was probably almost 50% of my load that week. And, I guess, from an exercise science perspective, your long run shouldn't be more than 30 to 40% of your total mileage for the week, and so kind of you can get away with it. It's not a blanket rule, but it is kind of, again, like you said, depending on the athlete. And I think for me personally at the time, I just learned the lesson that had to be a little bit more conservative at that point in my running journey. So that's what I chose to do for this one. I thought, okay, let's just do so I didn't do the session on the Thursday. I jogged so that then I had fresher legs, rather than doing a double tempo session on the Thursday, then doing the big tempo on the Sunday. I just did jog Thursday, tempo on the Saturday. I did the big long run on the Saturday because our flight actually got delayed. We were meant to be in Mildura already in the morning. Flight got delayed, so did that 2x5 here at the beach. And there was no wind, changed shoes, and that was I walked away from that wow, okay, I could have easily done another 2x5.
Nice.
But still get the stimulus, still get the gains without the residual fatigue that I've copped in the past. And it's just from making those decisions. Okay, tempo on the Thursday. Jog Thursday, so then I've got fresher legs. And then the following Tuesday, because I did the run on the Saturday, I had the extra day to recover. And then last week was actually quite a tough week, but not as tough as it would have been had I doubled up and done the 2 sessions. Yeah. You know, so just making those slight adjustments, moving it one day earlier. Man, but you don't learn those lessons, I think, until you do go through the tough challenges.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, and you're gonna notice. Yeah, you're gonna notice those types. Like marathon training, there's so much fatigue involved too. But you'll know when you're overdoing it. And if you need to jog rather than doing a session Tuesday or Thursday, just do that. Give yourself just a little bit more recovery because you don't want to cook yourself. When you get to the start line.
I think missing one workout and banking the recovery, but still banking the Ks or the jog, or even sacking it completely and having the extra day of rest is not going to be detrimental to that training block. But stacking fatigue on fatigue on fatigue will be detrimental because that will lead to overuse injury, that will lead to flare-ups, tendon issues. Like that's just the reality of what happens. And as you mentioned prior to that as well, like depending on where you're at in your running journey, a 3-year runner versus a 10-year runner, that's a totally different kettle of fish in terms of what a 3-year runner's tendons and bone structure can handle versus the 10-year, because our cardiovascular systems can absorb and adapt a lot quicker than our muscular systems can. And it's the reason why I think a lot of runners in that 3 to 5 year block, they want to do, and I'm in that category still as a 4 or 5 year runner in my adulthood now, my 30s, having not run for a while until now. Again, that's where I'm at. And so it's about learning those lessons and taking that conservative approach. And some people's muscular system will handle it and will be able to stack and stack and stack and stack blocks. But if you don't, I feel like I at times didn't manage my own body well enough, it's meant you miss a month. You miss a month here, you miss a month there because your body's saying, no, it's putting the brake lights on. I need to absorb and adjust before I can keep going. And so I think one of the biggest lessons in the journey has been paying attention to when the warning light goes on, not when the part breaks. When the little whisper comes in the back of your ear saying, maybe this is probably... And it's just having the nuance to understand, is this a big red light or is this just me being a little bitch?
And it's hard. It's very hard though, isn't it? Because
absolutely
the amount of times, I've pushed through when maybe I shouldn't have or whatever it might be. And I think this is why it's good, if you are really into your running and training, it's good to have, it's good to have a coach, and not just because I'm a coach, but someone to talk to, saying, hey, I've got this going on, what do you think? Rather than punching it into ChatGPT or whatever, which you can as well, but someone that kind of might know you a bit more and is probably a bit more personable, but not just that too. Maybe you might need a sports psych, or maybe you might need someone like Kai, who's like an expert in his field. Like you need a team around you to sometimes help you with these decisions, because a lot of the time you're in your own head 100%. And you're trying to make a call and you don't know, should I do 5K today or should I just jog? Maybe you need to speak to someone before you make that decision, because it can be tricky. And it is hard too, because you want to go off feeling. Sometimes it feels good, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you can run on both sides of the coin, but it can be tricky to make a decision. So I think it's just a big learning experience. Going back to human being school, we're always learning, right? Constantly. Like you and I always talk about something new each week about running, or something pops up. It's like it's a never ending thing. It's good though. It means you're kind of you're into it and you want
you're paying attention.
And
you want to I guess improve and take yourself to whatever next level that is for you and find your ceiling.
Yeah, that's what, and it's always been about that, isn't it? It's always you trying to be the best version of you, and also sharing that with other people. It's like that's literally what it's all about. And we still do stupid stuff a lot of the time as well. We still make decisions with certain running things, but maybe we shouldn't. It's like back to learning, isn't it? Yeah. So, but I'm excited for you, mate. 12 days out. Like, Gold Coast, such a good event. Like, the whole event is just like, would recommend it to anyone who's in Australia that hasn't done Gold Coast. I would, even the half, because the half's on the Saturday and then the full's on Sunday. So you can kind of, you watch the half, you got people in the half, and then you can kind of, do the full on the Sunday. It's, it's a rapid course as well. So I was going to ask you, what are you thinking in terms of plan, goal? Is it too soon? For that?
No, I think I've been thinking about it a little bit. As I said, it's not my biggest block that I've ever done. But as I said, I feel like it's probably been one of my most consistent. And as I said, I feel like I've had quite a lot of wins in terms of my sessions. Didn't do as many aggressive, big 2.5 hour. I think I did 2.5 hour long runs, or maybe 3. And that's about it. Like, the rest were like around 2 hours, but only one real marathon sim run. So as I said to you on our long run on the weekends, I'm really excited to go in, seeing how being a bit more conservative over this block, how that's going to impact on race day, whether that's going to be hold me in really good stead in that back half of the marathon, because I'm not going to be going in with a massive amount of residual fatigue. Again, it's taken me 6 marathons to learn to be conservative in the front half of the race. Like, literally 6. So, again, I'm excited to go in with the discipline to make sure that I've got fuel in the tank in the second half. And people like laugh and think like, oh, I can't believe, like, but that's commonly what runners do, because I know for me personally, I was concerned, am I going to be able to get the goal time if I don't run at this pace for this long? But by going early, it just meant the back half was exponentially, I was putting myself in a really poor position to be able to reach that time, because I'd burnt my tickets early. Because the fatigue compounds at the end. Those early fast Ks are actually detrimental to the end of that race, as opposed to flipping it and being conservative early and leaving some in the tank for the end. So I'm excited to go into a race with that drilled into my brain and written in big black texture on my arm. So
I love that. No, it's good to try a new approach. I've seen so many people that just do so many kilometers and they do the same thing, and it doesn't happen for them on race day too, right? So it's good you just finding your sweet spot, like finding what works for you, right? So I think it's gonna be cool to kind of see what that's like, on race day.
No, I'm pumped. I think I'm fit enough. I think I'm fit enough to run a PB race. So around that 3:05 on a flat course. Like, I haven't run really on a flat course since the first time I ran the Gold Coast, 2023. So, temperature will be a factor. So factoring that into race pace and seeing what that's like, if there's winds as well. I think it's definitely in the ballpark. And then it'll just be about whether he can executing fueling, executing fluid, doing all the little things, getting to the start line healthy. Like, again, it's like 12 days out. So just making sure, ticking off all the boxes, making sure eating enough, fueling, recovering these next, 10, 12 days. But yeah, man, pumped to be back up there and have another crack. So. And
you're flying up next week, right? Early
Fly
next
up
week.
Monday,
so you have about just under a week.
4 or 5 days before the race.
That's good. That gives you a bit more time to relax. You don't have to rush to fly in, fly out kind of job. You can take your time a bit more and recover a bit more as well.
And get a feel for the conditions, have a couple of jogs.
Yeah.
But
you're staying quite close to the start line, right, as well?
Burley's a bit of it's probably like a decent I don't know the exact distance. It's maybe like 15 minutes.
Just get on a line bike, man. The line bike's
Get on the limeys.
perfect way to get around there, I reckon. Like even better than Melbourne, I reckon, on Gold Coast line bikes. Yeah.
So can't wait. Get me there.
Yeah, excited.
So, mate, our next segment, we've really been excited to bring this in, but this is training weeks.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are probably keen to hear about that, especially, as two guys at different levels of running, what it's like, what it's like for a 2:23 marathoner versus a 3:05, 3:10 marathoner, what our weeks are like, how we approach it, what we're doing in the week. So, Foz, I'll let you kick off. I'm sure a lot of people are really excited to hear about it. What was your week like? I might even bring up Strava on here and see if we can.
Yeah, you bring up your Strava. I'll try and I can remember most of my week last week. Maybe the Tuesday. The only reason I'm saying this is because the phone is my device that I check, and it's currently the camera right now. There's just one session I can't remember, but that's okay. But yeah, do you want me to go from sort of last Monday?
Go, mate. Yeah.
So last Monday, I know I normally do 1 hour. So I normally run around Caulfield Park and back to where I live. So it's about 13K. Do you want me to add in what I normally do on top of running as well? Just to add a bit of salt and pepper on top?
Yeah, go.
A bit of yoga and stuff.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. Go for all of it.
Tuesday, I was at the track review. That was that hot Tuesday, wasn't it? I'm trying to remember what I did. What were you doing? Do you remember what you did last Tuesday?
I'm going to bring it up
can you search
in about...
my profile for me?
I'll get it. I've got to log into my stupid Strava.
It was a warm day because I remember it was like 18 or something, wasn't it? 17 or 18 that morning. So it was pretty warm. Oh,
I know what I was doing. I did double threshold with 400s.
Yeah, that's right.
I did 8-minute threshold 400. So let's just bring up you. Let's go Forrest Robinson here.
If you just say what the workout is, I'll be able to. I should know off the top of my head. So it would have been.
Here we are. Where are we for you? We are last Tuesday, 17th. No.
A little bit earlier.
The 9th. No, the 16th.
16th, yeah.
16th, here we go. It might not let me.
I was going to say we can always pause.
No, this is fine. Here we go. I'll scroll. Maybe not.
Strava on the desktop is.
Oh wait, here we go. No, got you. Yeah, I just gone the week back. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. 27th.
Oh, this is ages ago.
That's good. Oh, that was...
No, this is like 2025.
What the hell? Oh, wow.
I saw with Lockie Edwards on there for a second. I was like, I haven't seen that guy in a year.
Maybe that.
Oh, it's only going the week of that year.
Oh, right. That's annoying.
That's all right. Look, I can go through the rest of the week.
It's all right. We can just delete this bit.
So it doesn't let you click on the day?
Because it won't let me...
Go past, eh? What about on your phone, or is that...
No, here we go. Monthly. Yeah, this is what we want. Yeah. Now it's good. Yeah, here we go.
There we go.
Got it now. Where were we? Back.
Yeah, almost.
Here we go. We're here, team. We got it. 16th. Here we go. Yeah, you did 2K, 1K by 3.
So basically what it was 2K, 1 minute rest, 1K, 2 minute rest. Repeat.
And getting faster.
Yeah. So I did the 2Ks at 6:20, 6:11, 6:07, and then the 1K reps were 3:01, 2:58, 2:54. So yeah, definitely built up, which was really good. So that was Tuesday session with you. So always good down the track with you.
Sandy track's great.
Wednesday, I'll know the rest of the week off by heart. Wednesday, 75 minutes, just along the beach, my sort of midweek long run, which I always love. Because I'm not in marathon training, I'm not doing any doubles or anything, it's very single running. And then Thursday is normally an hour, about 13K. Yeah.
So what's the next race on the card? Just give people an idea of like where you're heading.
So I'm still in kind of 10K mode. So
Okay.
I'm doing Lakeside 10K. My target is sub 31 minutes. So I've got 30 minutes in my mind, and that's kind of where my head's at the moment. So it's all very much the faster stuff.
Yeah.
Friday session was really fun, actually. So Albert Park Threshold. I was actually meant to be doing a fartlek. Andy he got me doing a fartlek, but I got a message from Zaka, who's at Run to PB, and he's told me there's a few lads doing a Gold Coast half marathon session at Albert Park. This Irish lad who I hadn't met before, Chris Monks. So I ended up just jumping in with his session. So he basically did 3 by 2.5K with 2-minute rest between at sort of like, we did like 3:12, 3:13 pace for those 2.5Ks. And then at the end, we did 3 by 45 seconds at like fast, however fast. And then 1 by 90 seconds, as much as you got left in the tank. So
wow,
my legs were cooked by the end of it, as were his. And we were running up the pit with the wind, and it was a bit nuts. So, but that was fun. It's always nice linking up with other runners, new runners. So yeah, that was cool to do that. Saturday, I did Pilates, which is normally a rest day for me. So did Pilates, and then Sunday with Cosi.
Yeah, Sunday was us.
I know you had 90 minutes.
Yeah, I did about an hour 40. You did about an hour 45.
So that was really nice, actually, wasn't it? It was really still
Such
on the beach. We always bump into about 10 different people.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my week. I think it was about just under 101K. So yeah, just kind of just spot on to where I'm at the moment. So good solid week.
No, that's good. And then,
yeah, go on.
Yeah, I was just say then flipping to me.
Yeah, how was your week?
My week, so that was last week, was really good. Kind of last really solid week before the Mara taper, which is kind of this week and then into next week. So my week looked like this. So last week, Tuesday, I'm just going to bring it up now. I'm just going the wrong way here. My activities. Oh no, I've gone too far. Trying to think. So Tuesday was 8-minute threshold.
Sandy
track last week. I gotta find it. My training log. Here we go. That's what I want. Yeah, here we go. This is what I want. Yeah, so 400s and thresh at Sandy track. So my session was 2 by 8-minute threshold at 3:55s, and then 400s. 3:30s, and yeah, just felt like I was humming again. Like going back to the whole idea of like winning your sessions, just felt like really moving. And so for me,
that's good temperature as well. It was 16. It was a really good morning, wasn't it?
And then for me, Wednesday is usually just my flush, easy day.
Yeah,
I only did like half an hour, 35 minutes.
Yeah.
Thursday was my tempo session, and this one was I'd never done this one before, so my first time I'd done it was like wind sprints, overs unders, so it was like 40 by 100 on off, so 100 at kind of marathon to half marathon pace, and then 100 meters float, and that was on the Bay Trail. There was no wind, so it was moved really well. And that was, so that's about 8Ks of work. That was really solid. I was pretty rinsed after that.
Solid.
No rest. So you just kind of cruising the whole time, but felt good.
How many hundreds was that again?
40, yeah.
It's a lot.
So it's 4K, essentially 4K marathon effort, 4K at float.
Yeah.
But you're constantly changing speed. So, and then Saturday was again flush run. For me that's easy running around 5:15, 5:10, and then Sunday together. And for me that was yeah, like my kind of zone 2 easy pace, but like on the edge for me, like 4:45 to 5 is zone 2, sneaking into zone 3 towards the end as my legs start to fatigue. But that was I was happy with that because I felt really strong.
Did you have a dip as well afterwards?
And then dip straight after.
Hey, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
So yeah, been good. Like
solid week. And how many Ks was it for the week?
So total Ks for last week was 56. Nice. So just starting to taper off. So I think I did 60. I kind of did 65 as my like peak, or 65, 62, and then 56, and then this week will be like probably 50 max, and then then next week will be 25 marathon to 30 marathon week, and then marathon. So and I mean just that I think the biggest things that I focused on for this block especially was pre-workout nutrition, like pre-run nutrition. That was something not that I hadn't done previously, but just made that more of a focus. 2 little pikelets with some Nutella and a gel, just making sure that I was fueled up. Because I remember I used to sometimes go to those sessions with nothing, just totally.
Me too. I do call for 8x or something on zero. Not good.
Whereas now it's like I'm like 500 ml of liquid IV electrolyte, 2 pikelets, 3 pikelets, and a caffeine gel before I even start a jog.
It's mainly for the energy for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Like you're teaching or whatever your work is, like
100%.
You'll feel knackered. Like you got to add stuff, fuel to your body.
Makes such a difference. So definitely recommend. That's been one of my biggest wins, I think, for this block was bringing that in, which might sound obvious, but I bet you a lot of people don't do it or neglect it. But that's been a huge game changer, along with a few other things. But that's definitely been one of the best bang for buck things to bring in this block. So
I think as well, depending on what your sort of training is as well, you have to really like even the day before, like what are you eating? Like are you doing a session next day? Maybe you need a bit more rice the night before, and then post sessions, like you just need to have a bit more protein. It's like you do have to kind of enjoy your life, but you need to make sure you kind of sort of fueling up at certain points, like throughout the week as well, especially if you're doing a marathon block. Like you got to lock in to that.
And I think the other one, and you probably agree with this, is being okay, and we probably touched on it a little bit earlier, but being okay with being a bit more fluid with how you approach it. Like for example, if you're feeling really tired, like you just need a bank sleep, but you have enough time, and this is obviously not a luxury everyone can afford, but if you have the time and you need to sleep in of a morning and you have a jog the next day, jog in the evening, jog in the afternoon, if you can fit it in. If you can be fluid with your training a little bit and not being so rigid and more adaptable, then it means that actually that sleep that you're getting, that sleep that you can bank, will actually be more beneficial than getting up 6 a.m. I've got to go and do this run, this jog, because like I think that, again, another little adjustment that I've made, and I know that's something that you really been paying attention to as well, is like making those micro adjustments throughout the block, because those compound over that time as well.
They do, big time. Yeah, I'd have to agree. And it's okay to take a day off as well. Like I had one a few weeks ago, Saturday morning, where I woke up and like had coffee in bed and just did nothing. And I still was like, I was anxious because like I was actually maybe going to do Pilates, but then I didn't. But like, because I did a big session the day before, I could just tell like my nervous system, my mind was like wrecked. I was like, you know what, just take your time this morning, just give it, and I felt better for it the next day. Like, have some time off here and there, like it's okay, you can do that. And also will probably make you a better runner as well, because you'll be able to go a bit harder because you've had a bit more rest. It's it's tricky, right? But I think it's important to adapt to what you're saying, move your run to the afternoon, or it's a constant learning curve.
No, absolutely, man. It's sound advice.
Mm.
One thing I wanted to ask, has there been anything else, like something this year that's been the best, I want to say the best investment you've made? It could be monetary, it could be time investment, that's added something to your life, not necessarily just for running, but to your life in general?
I think it's a great question. I've been smashing the Pillar vitamin C powder.
Okay.
Making a cocktail with the magnesium every morning. But touch words, like I haven't been sick at all this year.
That's a good one.
So, and I feel like with the winter and all that sort of thing and training hard, I feel like that's been really good. I used to take tablets, but I thought, maybe this one might, it's because it's got zinc in it as well. I know you can get zinc in other vitamin C's. So I feel like that's been quite good in terms of nutritional side of things. I'm just trying to think, has there been anything for you? I was trying to think if there was anything else.
Say two things for me, two things that came off the top of my head. One we mentioned earlier, the Normatec
boots.
recovery boots.
That's
Thanks, Dan
boots.
Cocken, for that one.
Shout out.
So I got myself a pair of those.
They just make you feel relaxed, even if you're not sure if they like do it. They just, you feel relaxed, right? Like
as soon as they go on, head back.
It's a little Buddha, just like.
So that's one. But the second one, but I think probably the best one, I got myself a Manta sleep mask off Amazon. The Manta Sleep Pro. Actually, my wife got it for me for Christmas. That has probably been the single best purchase or gift that I've received in the last 12 months. And that has had the hugest impact on my sleep quality.
Amazing.
Wow. It's a full blackout sleep mask. Now, it took me a little bit to get... I've slept with a sleep mask for quite a while now because I struggle with light sensitivity. If there's even a little bit of light, I can't...
I'm similar to you.
Fall asleep. So it is full block out. Like, it's amazing.
Is it comfortable in your face?
It's not as... It's a bit thicker than like one of those like ones you get on the plane.
Yeah.
But it's way more effective at blocking out the light. So, 100%. I definitely recommend it.
So do you feel like the sleep quality has just been better? Like you wake
up... Yeah, because you fully black out. You go to sleep quicker.
Yeah.
You stay asleep for longer.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I love that. Recommend. Yeah. Especially being a runner, I need that sleep. So,
100%.
yeah. I'd probably add to that as well. My slides I bought at the start of the year, they're like recovery slides. And I've been wearing these dirty old slides for years. And I finally bought a new pair and didn't realise they're meant for recovery. And they're so soft and nice. Putting those on after a decent run, it's nice, like a cafe or something. Those little things, right? So you just feel, like you're recovering. Like I think it's kind of nice to have. But yeah, that sleep thing's got me interested. I'd love to see if I can improve my sleep. There's things I can do. It's like the air quality in the room, people selling you stuff like that.
The 8 sleep. Chris Williamson selling you the 8 sleep. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's cool. That's a good question. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess a few others, especially if you've just joined us and are just listening to the first time. What are you? What's your shoe rotation at the moment, Foz?
Yeah, so I'm similar to what we spoke on last time when we spoke about shoes. I'm still kind of in the Vomero range. So I have the 18s, which I wore this morning to warm up in. And now I wear the Plus for kind of like everything else, like jogs, long runs, and then the Vaporflies for sessions at the moment. So yeah, I'm in between those three. I've thought about maybe mixing up a little bit this year.
Bringing a new brand in?
Yeah, maybe. I'm just so happy with the Nike range.
You're a very religious Nike.
I'm a bit of a Nike head. So yeah, that's where I'm at. But I think there's some new shoes coming out soon too, which I'm pretty excited for.
Yeah.
How about you? Because I know you've spent a bit of money recently.
Got a bit of a collection. We send each other, and the people that are like running fanatics like us will totally understand this. I'm probably, I'd be 20 plus shoes deep now. Currently, probably got maybe like 12 or 13 pairs sitting in the cupboard.
I think Jess got hit by some of them.
So I've got a couple still brand new in the box. But my current rotation is I just got a pair of the Vomero Plus, And I'm using them as my kind of slow day, easy run shoes.
We use them tomorrow, you think? For you?
Yeah. So they're like my slow run, easy run shoe, because they're my heaviest pair of shoes by like probably 50 grams. Then all my speed work, I do in my Adidas, the Evo SL. So I've actually got three different brands. And then my Super Blast are my long run / like tempo workout shoes. And then I roll in the Adios Pros for marathons, and I've got a pair of Vaporfly 4s in there for my speed, my shorter races. So
they'll be coming out soon too, huh?
Yeah.
Post Goldie.
So it's been great to share, mates. I'm so glad that we got on and been able to have this first episode of this new show, and we're really excited to be bringing more of this to everyone, and more of this running conversation and this personal growth conversation to you guys under a new banner and under a new brand, because we know that the people out there want more of it. So
yeah, I'm super stoked for this. I think we can go into so many different topics, but I think we've narrowed it down to something that's we both love and people love to listen to, and I think it'd be great, if there's feedback from people that want like certain topics or things to talk about or guests. I think it'd be cool to kind of find that out too as well. So
absolutely, team. And if you want to reach out to us, or you feel like you want to jump on board and be a guest of the show, we'd love to hear from you. If you want any running advice, tips, coaching from the great man Forrest Robinson, hit us up at the Run Diaries pod at gmail.com. That's the Run Diaries pod at gmail.com. I'll leave that in the show notes for you all, but it's been a pleasure for our first episode, and we look forward to hearing from you guys very soon. You'll definitely be hearing from us, so stay tuned. You can get us anywhere that you can listen to podcasts, Apple Music, Spotify, and anywhere else that hosts pods. But see you all soon.